Alrighty, hello every folks, and good morning. So it turns out there is going to be a little bit of a Armored Core release here today, and I figured, you know what? While we're waiting for that to actually come out here, seeing as well, they'll come up at some point. Um, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just stream some of the original Gen 1 Armored Core remakes over here back in Armored Core Nexus, because technically speaking, they kind of got a remake, but not really. It's weird how they refused to re-release a lot of the old Armored Core stuff. Not really sure what that's about. But that being said, while we wait for that release to happen, whenever it does happen, because it's a little bit unclear, it's supposed to be sometime between like noonish to shortly after noonish. All right, let's go ahead and kind of go into this whole thing. So this is disc 2 of the of Armored Core Nexus here. For those that never played it, basically it just came with a bunch of remakes of AC1, Project Phantasma, as well as Master of Arena type of stuff. So, like, the boat mission from Master of Arena, you got the gun emplacement mission from AC1, you got the factory mission, everyone's favorite mission from AC1, all that kind of stuff. Hi there, ProCow, how's it going? But yeah, it's funny because they did a ton of these different remake missions, and again, I just respect the absolute like the ballsiness of them just deciding, you know what, the factory mission, the one that auto failed you instantly, that's gonna go ahead and just pop up there as the first choice, you know. Anyway, so yeah, they knew, in other words. So I'm gonna give the store one more look here to see if by any chance they decided to come out yet. No, they have not come out yet. Again, I don't know exactly when it's gonna be. Unicorn Overlord was around 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. rather, and I gotta be out of here by 2. So hopefully it releases sometime before then. But the cool thing about the Nexus remakes here is that they actually allow you to play all different sides of whatever the conflict is. So the original ones didn't have voice acting. Now they do have voice acting, and then they basically are like, okay, so in one case, you got people striking. In the second one, you're fighting on behalf of the strikers. And then, like, here's some third scenario we just sort of came up with, which is pretty darn fun. So yeah, I only played AC Fire's Rubicon, so I have no idea what Armored Core. What is getting released? The first 3 Armored Core games are coming out on PSN, which technically the first one was around, and then just kind of disappeared for a little bit, which is just downright strange. Okay, the general story there is kind of weird. So, like, you could play all of them, technically speaking, on like let's say a PSP, right? But they only officially released the first one for some freaking reason. Now that's a bit of a bummer, but yeah, again, if you hacked your PSP, you could just play all of them, and to this day, if you have any hacked like PSP or Vita or whatever else, you can play all of them just fine. Now, with that being said, yeah, there were no issues with them playing. They just refused to release them for some reason. Now, basically what's being released now is the official kind of PSN versions, I guess you could say, that are coming out on PS4 and PS5. Also, I'm just kind of looking for the hidden part that I know is back here somewhere. But yeah, no. So the first 3 Armored Core games, they refused to release Project Phantasma and Master of Arena for whatever reason. Like, Master of Arena is absolutely peak for like first gen Armored Core. Definite bummer that they never re-released that one. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wish they would release second and third gen more than anything, because that's like really when stuff went absolutely off the rails amazing for the series. But then again, you know, the same could be said for a lot of them. Now, what we're playing here today is Armored Core Nexus, which is essentially kind of like the midpoint of 3rd Gen Armored Core. And what's going on here is that they had a bunch of 1st Gen remakes, so like Master of Arena, Project Phantasma, and the original Armored Core. When they did the remakes of all of these various random missions, like they literally just did it like 1 or 2 missions at a time. They added a bunch of sort of like opposing elements or whatever else, just like ideas they never got to the first time. So, like, hey, what if you just were the rioters? What if you saved the rioters? What if you just fought the rioters like normal? What if you were, let's say, fighting Phantasma, but what if you fought Phantasma with an army, or Phantasma on a boat? Or, you know, the the classic insta-fail AI drone mission. So there's that. Now, with this save file, I don't know what the hell I was thinking with this AC, to be honest. This is one of my old childhood saves, yeah, you know, typical, typical stuff from back then kind of stuff, as in, like, terrible completion rate on everything. A lot of the parts are just straight up unlocked. I have no idea how I managed to actually complete the game, and yet apparently only have enough money to buy a single part at this section of the game. It's bizarre, but whatever. Supposedly, this is a New Game Plus save file, and I don't know how that happened exactly.
What's happening?
What's happening is I don't know what's going on, and this game is extremely blurry, so just deal with it. Yeah, Nexus had an interesting visual style, for sure. Also, this was around the point that they decided to severely nerf machine guns, and I refused to not use machine guns, so there's that. Like, they were still okay, it's just in certain situations like this one where you're supposed to not hit stuff, it's a problem. Alright, and these little hoppy MTs are just the worst, so there's that too. Alright. Say great, thanks for taking the time to explain. Well, thanks for taking the time to show up.
5 targets remain.
Go ahead and get that thing taken off. We've got 1 minute left. This is 100% going to be a failure. Let's see. Like, that's the kind of annoying part here, because you can accidentally shoot your gun instead of disarming these things, because it's the same button. I don't see how that could ever be a problem. But, alright. Go. Also, I love how this old, like, childhood AC went for the, like, 5-shot split missiles, aka just, like, objectively the worst ones. Alright. Now, alright. You go in, I think it's actually the next room over. Right. So you get this one.
2 targets remaining.
Alright. One's on the bottom, one's on the top.
1 target remaining.
Also, if you hear any weird, like, crunching sounds like that just now, emulation stuff. Also, that came very close to dead. Oh,
Like that was the last bomb.
yeah, no kidding.
Also,
Again, no problem whatsoever with putting your weapon and the thing that disarms the bomb on the same button. No trophies added. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with the PSN release. All that I saw was people bitching over the fact that allegedly there's no option to transfer AC1 data to the later games. Personally, I always play on New Game, or just play on New Game whenever doing those. They're like, oh man, you can't... The game... one of the hottest takes I saw so far on Reddit there was like, oh, you physically can't complete Master of Arena without Human Plus. Like, oh my sweet summer child, you're so new at this. Oh man, that's adorable. Anyway, so yeah, I think they got pissed that you couldn't take the Project Phantasma finger and then just, like, finger Master of Arena. I know, right? So yeah. Oh wait, this is the escort submarine mission. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go the other way. Let's go do some Project Phantasma. I love this mission. Like, this is the mission right here that makes me constantly put this theme song in the background of videos. So, if I recall correctly, the original version did not have this theme music playing in the background, because this is a variation of Artificial Sky, which came from Armored Core 3.
We've just learned that Stinger has stolen the new weapon system.
They stole the Phantasma! Oh no, the space lobster! Let's say I did it on PSP with only a blade. Yeah, I know! Like, I don't know how you're gonna, like, come in saying that, oh, it's physically incompletable. Like, no, that's just the way it's meant to be played. It's okay to have a challenge every now and then. But dude, I love this theme. This is my favorite Armored Core theme. I think this is the only reason I use the 5-shot missiles here. Dude, this AC sucks. Why did I not put decoys? It's so crap. Oh man, yeah. Revisiting old childhood saves is amazing, because you just get to laugh at how absolutely awful your builds were. And these little AT-AT looking situations here are just, yeah, something else. Okay, hold on. I gotta rebuild this AC. It sucks. How did I ever play it with this stupid thing? Okay, so for one thing, we need something that isn't a machine gun on there, for one thing. nifty as they are in some cases, we're going to need to fix that. If I recall correctly, I don't think you can actually sell parts on the bonus disc. Wait, actually you can, okay. They're all probably going to show up as used, though, so that's no optional parts. Kid me, why are you so dumb? Anyway. Oh yeah, apparently I liked the burst rifle. Good to know. Yeah, get rid of this stupid thing. It is just trash. Okay. First of all, yes, just buy the shelled armor extension. What are you doing? Let's see. For main hand weapon, it's Nexus. Actually, we have the burst rifle. Don't have a whole lot of money to work with. Maybe we'll just run dual rifles. Actually, no, we'll leave it with the Gatling on the right there. Decoys, for one thing. I need some frickin' decoys. At the time, like, I remember when I was growing up, I just refused to use decoys at any point whatsoever. Simply put, because I thought the anti-missiles were the way to do it, and that decoys just wouldn't work. Again, same child brain that was like, yeah, I refuse to use energy weapons because they will just randomly malfunction, and Y2K will happen and my laser gun won't work. So, yeah. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we want the Medusa 2s, please, and... I think I still have the basic launcher, so in that case, get some extension launchers for that. And I'm thinking... I kind of want to run... maybe this thing? No, okay, we're sticking with a burst rifle. Stop getting too complicated. Buy optional parts, because this thing is awful. Actually, is there... do cooling extensions exist in this one yet? Or do we just got to get a better... yeah, cooling performance. There we go. Because this thing's cooling is awful. Did I ever even tune it? Now that I think about it, if it didn't even have optional parts, what, like... surely. Oh, well, we got the Pixie 3. Why am I not using that? Alright, we'll switch over to the Pixie 3. That thing is just cracked. Alright. This... oh, yeah. Super edgy name, too, so we gotta get rid of that for sure. Get some Medusa 2s on there. Hazel 2. Yeah, of course. Zero tuning. Welcome to the year 2000 or whatever this was. Oh yeah, now I remember. It's because tuning didn't exist in AC3, so like I refused to use any mechanics that weren't in AC3, if I recall correctly. Not enough credits. Oh shoot, right, you gotta pay for your tuning because it's Nexus. Okay, there we go. That'll probably do decently enough. So your childhood builds are filled with cool-looking things and hopes and dreams? Yes. Also, this thing... I don't know why the design is, like, rusted-out core and the rest is blue. But, you know what? Actually, we're gonna call this thing the Taurus. A few years ago, I used to have, I had that, that starter AC only run, and it was like the 2048 Ford Taurus or something like that, that was like rusted and blue. Apparently this particular color scheme existed back then too. Maybe it's just something internal this whole time. Alright, anyway, yeah, Star Wars Imperial Walkers, exactly. Freaking AT-AT looking things.
We've just learned that...
yeah, those things are nightmarish if you don't bring decoys. You gotta bring the frickin' decoys. And that's nice. Okay, now we reload PSN to see if Armored Core has released yet. Armored Core has not yet released. Oh yeah, right, it's triangle, not up on the D-pad to actually switch your stuff. Alright. More of these out there. And remember how to turn on your extensions, thank you. Yeah, this mission's a little bit rough for this dude. They are vertical missiles, so we need to be launching them up more.
Warning.
Actually, why the hell aren't these even
50%.
attracting? It's weird. These guys don't run stealth missiles, do they? Huh. That is strange. I don't know, it's been too long since I did the bonus disc. Does anybody remember if these guys run stealth missiles or something? Because, yeah, those things, like, they first appear in, or rather, that version, I think, are just like a buffed version of the one that you see in Silent Line. But the Silent Line ones are nowhere near that tanky. Or at least they don't feel that way. There's only a couple enemies left. That thing's just shooting cannonballs, apparently. Alright. Is that everything, or is there reinforcements? Nope, there's Stinger. Okay. Right. So, about that being ready for a boss fight thing. I don't think this is doable. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's,
Defense is damaged.
that attempt was
Halting combat
not great, I would
and
say.
returning to base.
Realistically, what I should be doing is replacing this Gatling. It's really good. Yeah, the Gatling is really good if you've got the build for it. This thing is not the build for it. Let's go do something else here. Yeah, secretly, part of the reason that I want to do this is I plan to S-rank all this stuff so that I can have the kind of bonus disc music in the background. Alright, for one thing, I'm actually going to switch the Pixie out for the burst rifle. I know, I agree that it's a travesty, but also, hear me out, I feel like it. Also, we're kind of running a bit mid-range here, so figure that's probably at least an okay choice. Okay, let's get rid of those for the time being. Let's go buy like a lefty shotty or something. If I was more comfortable with the PS2 controls, then I probably would be doing a little differently there. I don't know, maybe run Sniper on it. Yeah, Golem's pretty good. Actually, Worm's really good in this one, because it's got that whole double shot thing. Let's see, what else do we have on hand at the moment? Selfie is pretty good. Pistol, we won't really have the range for. Gotta play those elephants. Yeah, probably. Probably. Or got a grenade launcher. Yeah, alright, fine. The grenade launcher's cool, but yeah, we'll just go and blade the things, why not? Some shields, got some of those, get the Dragon Slayer before it was named the Dragon Slayer, and let's go ahead and pop that sucker on there. Alright. There we go. Let's see, is there a new Armored Core game releasing today? It's actually 3 old ones that are releasing today. Basically the... Are they out yet? No, they're not. Sorry, just needed to go do another check of PSN there. It also, if anyone wants to, like, reload PSN in the background, but there's the 3 classic Armored Cores, the PS1 versions, coming out on PS4 and PS5, so that'll be Armored Core, Project Phantasma, and Master of Arena.
Engaging combat.
So, that's all well and nifty. Now, I don't know why on earth these decoys are not helping very much against these things. Alright, yeah, that works way the hell better. That works way better. Get missile trucks. Just blade everything, I guess. Gotta think, but this is still using the starter core, isn't it? Whatever. But yeah, so the reason that we're actually playing Nexus is because these are remakes, technically speaking. Like, remakes of specific levels from the classic Armored Core games, so it seemed thematically fitting and also gives a reason to work on that 100% save file, which I'm trying to do on a lot of PS2 games for various different reasons, but in the case of Nexus, it has a bonus disc with a bunch of soundtrack stuff on there, which is a little bit of a pain to get a hold of, even on YouTube, because you'd have to go look up all those themes individually, and if you want them to loop, you'll eventually get ads, and so instead it's easier to try and S-rank a PS2 game in order to get access to those themes, so there's that. Alright, so this is a lot better. Stinger himself isn't really that much of a, boss, but... Alright. Yeah, I forgot, the burst rifle's actually pretty decent in Nexus. Right. Yeah, it's a little bit of a weirdly liberating feeling.
Warning. AP at 50%.
Come on, decoys. Please, decoy. Maybe you're defused a decoy.
Danger.
Yeah, this
at
AC
10%.
is not really my jam. We may just want to switch to vertical missiles or something. Child, you had a reason not to use those damn decoys? Yeah, I guess. Friggin' pod racer looking thing.
Target
go.
destroyed.
Gotcha. I mean, he already fell down. I don't know why he popped back up in the air. Just got friggin' chopped in half. But no, he's fine.
I will kill
So I can already see them on my PSN store, but also may depend on region. Okay, well, let's reload this thing and take a look again. And if so,
Mission objective achieved.
go pick him up on
System
the old
switched
Vita, and then
to
we'll go from
normal
there.
mode.
Alright. Because, yeah, I've been reloading over and over, and I have not been seeing them, so... Yes, it's region-specific. Stinger sounds different. I mean, I'd imagine everything
We're
sounds
not
different
sure
in this one.
how they've managed it, but elements of the Doomsday Organization are still in possession of the Phantasma prototype.
Well, that's probably on account of the fact that they left with it, so...
It seems they are collaborating with one
you know.
of the corporations to keep the project alive. This is a nightmare waiting to unfold. We
I mean,
must take action.
I remember thinking this mission back in the day, like, nobody would be so stupid as to obsess over this stupid AI and this weird impractical robot. And if you think about it, is there really that much of a difference between Stinger and a certain unelected guy just like randomly firing people today? I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing started, and let's go see if these games are showing up properly. Because I got to do remote play on this thing.
Take out the security patrols.
I don't want to take out the security patrols. I'm checking PSN to see if these games are released. Dang it. All right. I don't remember anything about this mission. I think this is the one where you fight him, but it's like slightly off to the side. Really would be... I mean, it would be nice to have a different AC here, but we'll make do. So these little slidey robots definitely saw a bit of a nerf in Nexus. I mean, I feel like they almost just like took and like replaced, just basically copy and pasted Avalon Hill onto a snow map here. There's so much that's similar about this. Also, I think I see what you're talking about with these missiles here, Cow. Like, I wonder if they were just better at this point. Like you were saying. They certainly feel a lot more accurate. Their tracking doesn't just randomly go dead partway through the fight. Second drone gone. And Nexus was like the very beginning of what I guess you could call the rifle era in Armored Core. It's like there was this period between, like, everything between Nexus to the end of 4 Answer. It was just like absolute rifle dominance for a while. Like, the machine guns were still good. Like, most of the rest of the series, it's all machine guns all day until like AC6, and then it's just shotgun time. But yeah, no, there was just this while that you just would have a real hard time getting away from rifles as just a really practical option. Alright. There, and then lastly you. I wonder how many drones are you going to send out here? This is around the point that you kind of really want to be using some energy EOs because it's just burning through all your ammo. Like, that's also one of those other funny things. They tried to do this whole ammo rebalancing thing several times in the series, and every single time it just kind of comes down to the fact that, like, you've got multiple unlimited weapons, so what's the point of going all super anal about making sure that your rifles have none? It's like rifles keep getting nerfs to their ammo. You got machine guns that keep getting nerfs to their ammo. Meanwhile, friggin' Midway Energy EO is just there like, hello, I am unlimited laser rifle. So let's see. See, song in the menu has a Darude Sandstorm thing to it. A little bit, yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, my 4 or 5-year-old me's childhood that he didn't beat yet. The part I beat was 3 on Silent Line. Yeah, and I hope that they end up re-releasing these at some point, because to this day, Nexus never re-released anywhere else. Nexus 9breaker got left out of the PSP remakes. I guess they underperformed or something, despite being amazing games. And yeah, unfortunately, yeah, like Nexus 9breaker just got to sit around. But Silent Line, Last Raven, as well as 3 ended up getting really good PSP remakes, so I really hope that they continue on with that trend at some point, because I really would love to see all of them ported onto something. Like, just... hell, even just take the original, just port them onto Steam, please. Okay, let's see. Also, the music keeps kind of going weird here.
Raven, there are 2 of them.
Oh no, they made 2 Phantasmas. They've got 2 shitty drone submarines in the sky. Oh no. I say that, I'm probably gonna die to it anyway.
Warning. AP at 50%.
I need my decoys, but they're not decoying very good. There we go, thank you. Now, I forget what it is with decoys in Nexus. Like, do they just not work right, or do they need something different? I forget.
Danger. AP at 10%.
Alright.
Defenses damaged. Halting combat and returning to base.
Alright. Let's see. Do we have any armored core yet on the old PSN? No, but they did put Civilization Revolutions on there, which is so extremely random. Anyway,
We're not sure.
Alright.
See, we've pinpointed a location.
Let's try that again. This time doing it better. Definitely completely forgetting how very, very limited those particular extensions are. Should probably update those at some point.
Take out the security patrols. That will force them to reveal Phantasma. Be careful.
Also, I love how they clearly have the voice actress that's just basically doing the operator. But they're trying to do a very slight accent to try to sound a little bit like the, what's-her-face from Phantasma. Just a little bit, not much. You know, don't want to take it too seriously, but oh well. And now, funnily enough, I have 100%ed Nexus before, but the build that I ended up using was very different from the old childhood build, because that was when I was playing it on a PS3. So obviously those saves are definitely long gone. But that ended up being like a quad machine gun shotgun type situation. I think that, and then like I want to say, I think it was like the seven-way split missiles. Just anything but the 5s. Anything but the frickin' 5s that constantly shoot into the ground. What a useless weapon. Anyway. I mean, I say that they just came up with this concept of a weapon that shoots into the ground. You also got the ground torpedoes from, you know, from 3, so I guess there's that too. But, oh well. They just really love this idea of just splitting missiles into the ground for some reason. Alright. Go. That one's gone. Now there's more. Yeah, not exactly the most thrilling mission, but I do love this theme anyway. They're just basically flying on top of each other. I guess they're trying to dupe a radar or something. Like, oh, there's just one of us, guys, I swear. And we might actually have just enough missiles here to actually use the extensions, which can fire all of about twice before something's needed. Maybe that's what was so weird about Nexus. Like, most of the random goobers seem like they take extra hits, but the bosses still aren't very satisfying. Like, as far as massive MTs go, like, Nexus definitely takes the cake of, like, what were they thinking?
Warning. AP at 50%.
And we're toast. Good to know. Should do it.
Danger. AP
Right.
at 10%.
Okay, anyways, this can work. We're
Damage.
just going to switch over to something else,
Halting
though.
combat and returning to base.
Because, yeah, these extensions are exactly mediocre at the moment. Alright. Now, let's go back to the build here. Fix this thing. Unfortunately, there's not very much that we can actually buy at the moment. Because you really don't get very much from this. You get the occasional hidden parts and stuff, but you really... Like, when you're stuck in the bonus disc, you're kind of just using whatever you got. Okay, so, that's doing great. This we might as well switch back to this. Radar kind of exists, I guess. These extensions are pretty awful. You know what, maybe I'll just go ahead and sell those. That's probably why I was not using them. Here, let's go ahead and get rid of the 1000 MG, because it's just... It got nerfed real bad in this one. The 800 MG just kind of outperforms in most categories. Let's go ahead and sell those extensions and get something with some actual firepower behind it. Get rid of those. Yes, they're used. Yes, we lost some money. That sucks, considering that we can't get more in this mode right now, but that'll be okay. Okay. So yeah, issue is these things have 12, these ones have 24, these ones have 20, but they also hit a decent bit harder, but either way, or rather they fire differently. I think the 24s are what we're going with, or maybe we go for the verticals, because I don't think this thing has the weight capacity to hold these verticals. Alright, well, we'll stick to Old Faithful over here. Slap that sucker on there. And there we go. And then, do we have enough to actually get a better missile launcher? Like, if we get rid of the radar. It's not doing too great. So we got 39. Get some mid-missiles or something? Perfect. There we go. Now, if I recall correctly, in Nexus they no longer had that weird vertical trajectory thing that they had in 3. So, in theory... Where am I? Where are they? I bought them for the wrong side. That's where they are. Okay. Well, that sucks. Let's go ahead and do the mission now. I'm not rusty at all. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, no, leave that one. So I just want to go play all my old games again, just like the console. That's where emulation comes in. Because, yeah, a lot of old PS2s had dying lasers by this point. A lot of them just started seeing the kind of wears of time and whatever else.
Take
And
out the security patrols. That will force them to reveal
emulators, that is
Phantasma.
different.
Be careful.
Slightly better. Yeah, pattern on this thing as opposed to the 1000 MG is also a little bit more forgiving. Much better. Okay. Now, is there anyone else in the East Coast at this point that happens to have PSN up to double-check if these things have been released yet? So I would like to at least show some of those before time runs out. Hi there, Young. How's it going? Alright. Those. See, is the main appeal of the old AC games nostalgia, or do they have things AC6 lacks? I would say a little bit of both. So you'll see when we get there, but they have a lot of interesting scenarios that are really only possible in those games, just because of the weirdness that they do. Just like classic AC. Okay, it's like halfway between it plays the same and plays different. I would say 6 is probably closest to early 3rd gen as far as its kind of main mentality and whatever else. I mean, hell, there's entire hallways what the hell is that? Xylem, I think it was, that basically are copy-pasted from Silent Line. But yeah, as far as the kind of combat and gameplay and whatever else, it does have some very unique stuff, as well as some really funny arena fights, like the time that they officially basically confirmed that there's ACs that are powered by muscles and made out of wood. So, so they got their wacky stuff into the series early. But yeah, like this is actually technically a remake of the stuff that is currently getting released on PSN. Because Nexus, which is technically the tail end of 3rd gen, just had a bunch of random missions from Master of Arena, Project Phantasma, and the original Armored Core that got remade, as well as having like B-sides to those scenarios and stuff like that. It was weird, but it was fun.
Warning.
Yes. Thank you for completely annihilating my butt. Now get exploded, please.
Danger. AP.
Okay,
at
cool.
10%.
That went great. Decoys, save me, please. Thank you. Thankfully, only Nexus and Last Raven went this nuts with the heat mechanics, because, like, in Nexus, they just decided, you know what, we gotta go full simulation with it, so if you get hit a couple times in a row, you're just like, frickin' die. But yeah. Yeah, Nexus is a weird one to get to. Like, I want to also point out we're dealing with one of my old childhood saves from one of the times that I burned out on this game as a kid. So partially what you're seeing here is a situation where I cannot upgrade any parts, and the choices that were made on this save file were questionable at best. Somehow this is a kind of New Game Plus save file with next to no budget for some reason. I don't know where all the money went, but the money is just gone. A very almost deliberately awful selection of parts that originally consisted of the 5-way split micro missiles, which fire straight into the ground. What an amazing weapon. So we got a few upgrades to this thing to make it somewhat functional, but we're literally getting overheated by frickin' drones. So that's great. At least it's a somewhat decent range FCS on this thing. Oh yeah, so going back to the old old gen versus AC6 thing, so the older games had a bit more kind of intentional clunk to them. AC6 does have a little bit of that kind of Souls-like flavor to it, which means that all of its boss fights are actually good. When it comes to the old-gen boss fights, a lot of times it was just like, did you remember to bring a weapon that doesn't suck versus this thing? If not, you know, time to get creative. But it was the physicality of all these games that generally made them pretty darn fun. It's like using 3rd gen as an example. I wanted to do a challenge run at one point that just used the Exceed Orbit pods, which are like a rechargeable drone that pops out of your core. And in that particular case, there was a particular thing that had to get blown up, but I didn't have any means to blow it up on account of no gun. Because you can't actually choose what those orbit pods shoot at; they're just like completely automated. And so, as a result, just kind of ended up dragging an MT all the way over there, like one of the little Roomba things, and kept dodging its bullets in order to make it shoot the thing behind. So the physicality, the way that all the things are just interacting in weird ways, just works really well. And what on earth is this? Hold on. Be right back. Okie dokie, and back. Sorry, had a random phone call. But yeah, so yeah, as far as the comment of, wait, what? Oh, shoot, hold on one more second here. What was that? Alright, and back. But yeah, no, the heat in Nexus is certainly beyond rough. Now, yeah, as far as TBM goes, I don't know what happened to him. I thought he was potentially coming back. I know he had kind of COVID during the pandemic, and then he quit for a while, and that was just sort of it. I know he said he was maybe coming back several times, but I kind of deleted Twitter, so I don't know if there were any updates off there. Anybody know? Anybody heard anything new on TBM? They're here! Okay, hold on. First of all, does it let me download the original Armored Core? Because I already... You assholes, making me buy it again? Really? I already own this! Well, I mean, if that's the case, I'm not buying Phantasma, but I can get Master of Arena. Alright. So, let's go ahead and... frustrating, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay, you're in the cart. Let's go get the other thing in the cart. And let's get Master of Arena going. Because, yeah, honestly, I do not give any amount of a flying fuck about Project Phantasma. But I do love Master of Arena. It's, like, of classic Armored Core, it is my favorite. Let's see, what? But I also already own AC1. I know, right? That's kind of a first, because every other instance in which there was a classic thing added to PSN and I already owned it, it gladly just allowed it to be downloaded. I guess they sort of followed the same approach as Twisted Metal in this particular case. Wait, I wonder if that means they changed something. Because so for Twisted Metal, they actually changed some stuff, and that was the reason that you actually couldn't get it. Now, I don't know exactly what's going on there, but anyways, let me go ahead and do this whole dealie over here, and then we'll go ahead and switch over to the Vita. Alright. Leave that as is for right now. Enter your password. Dude, I don't remember my password. Hold on. Alright, they are downloading, so while that's happening, we go ahead and complete our Phantasma adventure over here. And 74, yeah, it's weirdly inconsistent. I don't know what that's about. And this is so weird to play after PSP Last Raven. One of the weird limitations of this original one is that it was just kind of a pain in the neck to switch over to your decoys. And yeah, like I'm just so used to like double tap up on the D-pad and it'll consistently switch over to those, and then you try to switch over to these ones and it's a little bit janky sometimes if you're not used to it. And whatever, I just screwed it up anyway, so fine, I guess Stinger gets to live today. Bastard.
Danger. AP at
Alright.
10%.
Mess him up? No, I'm
Defense
gonna
is
get messed up
damaged.
myself. Thank you very
Halting
much.
combat and returning to base.
So let's go back to this. And we've got some armored cores ready to go. Let's switch over to this other thing. I am going to use this as kind of background music for this because I still haven't found that aux cord to actually make this thing properly play stuff. So, let's go to the archive. Let's go to the OST. Yeah, bipedal guy. Usually I like light reverse joints. But yeah, no, this was using a kind of classic childhood save, and yeah, generally not not really the finest moment there. That thing has absolutely ass cooling. Honestly, probably should have tuned the arms and legs for cooling, but let's go ahead and test this. So we're plugged in. Let me go ahead and get OBS realigned here. Make the PS2 go away. There we go. Look at that beauty! We've got Master of Arena properly over here. Honestly, I should have just bought AC1. Or I should have just bought Master of Arena. Like, I'm never going to play Phantasma, and I'm just going to play the PSP version of Armored Core 1, so... Okay, now, I already heard people repeat... Fine. I get it. Thank you. You want the other start... Which start button do you want? I got 2 start buttons. Like, which one's it gonna be, huh? Like, I'm hitting what you allegedly say is the start button, so... Can we go? Like, can I... Which start button do you want from me? Not that one. Are we really gonna have this kind of problem right now? I think I might actually have to go get the controller and tell it to use the... Finally, there we go. Alright, we got save states! Okay, so people were complaining that you can't, let's say, get the finger from Phantasma into Master of Arena or whatever else, which, again, I don't know how they confirmed that already. But, but yeah. So, first of all, is it going to be widescreen? I want to know. Because that's going to be the first question. It'd be great to have widescreen classic Armored Core. It looks like it's the original 4x3 still. Doesn't even look upscaled, to be honest. But then again, how much can you realistically upscale this thing? It came out on a frickin' potato. So it is what it is. Alright. Let's see. Turned into a tank trade user, started using quads in AC1. Yeah, personally, I was always a fan of quads because they looked like they hovered in AC2. Really loved the treads in AC1 because I could easily rebuild them out of Lego. Was a bipedal guy in AC3 for a little bit, and then just really, really loved the lightweights, which eventually transformed into, holy crap, the reverse joints can jump real high, and that saves me even more on energy. So, like, basically having freakishly obscene amounts of extra energy was always kind of my MO there. And then just kind of stuck with either, well, I guess it depended on the generation. Because there was this one time in 4th gen that I got really into using quads because you could go insanely fast on the ground, which was hilariously impractical, but once you got the speed high enough that you could physically dodge explosions, it was just fun. Let's see, between AC1 and Master of Arena, I like AC1 a bit more. Master of Arena wasn't as fun as AC1. I mean, I personally disagree, but I love the goofy arena fights in Master of Arena, so there's that. The tank became man because of dual chain guns. Also very understandable. Also, feels like this music is going to get a little bit much over time. Do we have any version of Artificial Sky? Yes, we do. Well, actually, that version of Artificial Sky is fine. Do we have the other Artificial Sky? What about this one? There we go. The classic. The absolute classic. There we go. Alright, now let's see how this plays, because this looks like it's just a very direct port, as far as I can tell. That's gonna get weird. Because, yeah, the start button is... Oh, I hate that, actually. Okay, so you gotta, like, double tap the start button to get it to do stuff there. This is gonna be absolute garbo to play on a Vita, though, actually, now that I think about it. Right, so, which of the start buttons do you want from me? There we go. Right, so, obviously it's not going to have any leftover stuff from previous games because there's nothing here. Because this just came out on it. I don't know why I'm trying to do that. Feels like there's a little bit of input lag. Okay, let's go back. Let's go get our stuff. Game, potato it is. It's gonna be, again, super weird to play on this handheld right now. I think if we do end up covering it a bit more in the future, due to the way that the camera works and stuff, I probably will end up just using Chiaki for that. That's the thing that lets you do like PS4 remote play on a Steam Deck. Name the AC Spud. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Right. Now, first things first, let's go to the arena. Actually, we don't have access to the arena yet, right? Let's go to the garage and see what we're rocking. I assume it's just the same old standard one. Now, is it actually upscaled any? I feel like it is. This looks slightly nicer. What do you guys think? Like, again, it feels slightly nicer, but obviously, first thing you gotta do is make your emblem, so we'll do that. Come on, R2. There we go. Do something like this. Did not mean to do that, actually. You connect to about there. You go to here. There we go. I should see if original Resident Evil is on here at this point. one of those, one of those. There we go. Now we switch over to yellow. We get some of the initial flames going here on the bottom. So we do one of these. I think we're just going to do like the sort of outline of this whole thing. There we go. Some of those right there. Then we go ahead and give it a little bit of red action over here. There we go. Kind of about there-ish. You go to about here-ish. We get a little bit of orange going in there. And then more yellow on top. So we get that nice little fire effect going. This is the crappiest drawing I've done of this particular thing in a while. But that's okay. That's okay. This has some pretty extreme input lag. Again, just due to the fact that I'm trying to play it off a dang Vita, so that will kind of be par for the course here. So we're remote playing on like a decade-old handheld, trying to play on another device that's like a decade old, trying to play a game that was just re-released 5 minutes ago. Alright. Finally, we'll put the little birdie here. There we go. Here. And this is part of the reason that my emblem is like it is. It's just very easy to make in the classic Armored Core editor. Alright, we get one little flappy wing over here. There we go. Then they're going to be waving high with this wing over here. Very pixelated Cocoa Bird, but whatever. Come on, stop going so much. Thank you kindly. 2 eyes there. We'll go ahead and give it its beak, and then we'll give it its feet, and we'll call it good enough. I guess they're kind of looking like a lovebird today. There we go. Alright. Go ahead and apply that thing. That looks ugly as sin, but it'll work. It'll work for today. Alright, let's change the color on this thing. Looks like PS4 Remote Play. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Does it still use old controls? It does seem to. Yes. Alright. Also, come to think of it, I don't think past Generation 1, I don't think they ever actually let you switch back to default colors. Let's see what switches what here. I don't remember what does what. Okay, whatever. We'll just go ahead and throw a pattern on this thing for the moment. Actually, that looks pretty cool. We're going to leave that. Okay, then we'll go ahead and do the first mission here. And see if any of this properly looks any different. Because I feel like the models are maybe upscaled a little bit. But aside from that, I'm not seeing that much that's actually different here. This part seems identical to the original. But yeah, part of the reason that I got this is because I want the kiddos to be able to play this ever since the PS2 ended up croaking. Which, holy crap, when I went back and took a look at how the original, how much the original discs were, it's like freaking $80 for Master of Arena. It's insane. Also, what am I doing shooting at a door? Alright. Yeah, the controls are the same. Although it is going to be weird trying to... Yeah, okay. The camera controls are going to be weird on this, but you know what? Other than that, it plays okay, I think. Even on remote play, this is pretty decent. Like, Gen 1 Armored Core is pretty jank on a good day. But this is workable. No, that's going to be the finish later, so let's go this way. So I hope they have the other AC games. Yeah, like, I would love to see all of the PS2 games added, but for some reason they're very sketchy about that, and I don't know why. It's a shame this is only for Sony. Would love to buy it on PC. Yeah, same. Like, playing everything officially on a Steam Deck is kind of the dream, and unfortunately they always want to just be really slow about the PC releases, and or they just never get around to them at all, which is just a shame. Does not move. Fine. But yeah, like playing AC2, Another Age, you know, Nexus, Ninebreaker, none of those are currently possible on anything aside from a PS2 officially. You can, for example, play them on, obviously, a Steam Deck if you're running emulation stuff, but it's nice to be able to do all that stuff officially, you know? Like, it's just sad because you got all these really solid games, and you got people trying to have a discussion about these old games, and then there's always those people that pop into arguments like, well, it wasn't officially re-released, so it's basically dead content now. Like, like, stop being gross. See, Ninebreaker and Last Raven are good. They are, but Ninebreaker got Last Raven got a re-release on PSP, so at least it's around still, you know? Like, it still had some kind of re-release within the last 2 decades. It's kind of weird to think that the re-release is from, like, 2000 friggin'... What even is, like, 2009 or something? So you own all the games, but emulated on PSP and PS3 and Steam Deck? Yeah, and same here. Like, I have the original ones and whatnot, and had extra... I had extra copies. It's one of these ones that anytime I picked it up at garage sales or something, I always ended up handing out those extra copies because, you know, I just wanted to share this game with people. But yeah, no, it would be nice to see it have a official re-release. We'll switch the music out in just a moment here. This should be the last room over here. Again, thankfully this does work out pretty nicely on a Vita, just because it's already janky on a good day. So this does not feel that out of place compared with just playing it natively. Did not like the heat system in Nexus. I mean, that's the other thing. With Nexus, yeah, you were kind of more or less forced to go into heavy cooling at all times, but it was pretty chill once you did that. Like, once you did properly tune everything to cooling, you could just mitigate the entire system there, which does obviously kind of miss the point a little bit, but, you know, it's nice at least. Like, the mission choices are nice. It's a shame that that's the one that ended up getting all of the Gen 1 kind of remake missions and stuff like that. Also, funny thing, I wonder if they actually fixed it in this version, but originally the starting rifle is the only actual gun with recoil. Like, you'll notice that it does that whole, like, pew-pew, like, it actually lifts up the gun when you shoot thing. All the other ones are just, like a water gun. Just classic Armored Core things. Okay, so, right. Where is my menu, then? Do not want to abort. Okay, that's select. For some reason, you have to double tap that? What's that about? Okay. You gotta triple tap the touchscreen in order to get access to that menu. Okay, so to get to that dude, we gotta go that way. Okay, sorry, the controls are a little weird, the way that I got them set up right now. These things will happen. I don't recall that you needed to break any hidden walls open for the first mission, but who knows. See, if they drop the games on GOG or something, that would be on fire. Yeah, I know that was one of the ones I was going and voting for, too. Hopefully they will at some point. Yeah, cannot unlock gate. We gotta get around to the other side. Must be a control somewhere. Find it and destroy it. Well... Yeah, weird choice for our first mission on Master Arena, I gotta say. Right. It's definitely a lot longer than would be comfortable, but it is the final one, so I guess there's that too. Okay, but yeah, last enemy, the last dude in there is Fake 9-Ball, so we'll get to it when we get to it. Oh, we got a bunch of really big rooms. Do any of them have a control device? I don't think it even tells you on the map. Not really sure. But we can go this way and maybe find some stuff. get there eventually, though. Alright, so does it actually say that there's a control device anywhere? No. Do we see anything off color that might indicate a control device? No. Again, this map is not very useful. Yeah, forward and to the right is going to be the one that we needed. It does circle around from both directions. I think I recall it being to the left there, so we'll give that a shot. Come on, get me out of the area map, please. Come on. Thank you. It's almost like it wasn't actually designed to be played this way. Didn't you already destroy the device? I don't think so. But yeah, no, like the kind of dream is being able to play all of the old PS2 games and stuff on the go, which is somewhat possible, but not really. Yeah, gigantic open room, nothing in it. Right. Actually, wait. Is it just attached to the door? Am I being dumb? Because I remember getting stuck on this back in the day as well. Let's see. Anything on this door? I feel real dumb if it's literally just attached to the door. I mean, for that matter, I would actually have to find the room first, which, no, it's not. It's not here. Okay. Because that's the door, but I can't... Would be cool if we could just shoot through it, but no. Okay. Yeah, I have absolutely no recollection on where the hell this stupid device is. So I think we'll just do the classic of just follow one side of the wall until we run into something that progresses the plot, and then we'll go from there. But I feel like there's nothing that different about this re-release. This feels like it's just a straight port as it was originally. I don't see anything different visually speaking. Do you guys recognize anything different? Let's see, there's that over there. Now, this was around the point that they still couldn't quite get rid of those Kingsfield roots. See, it looks like it would on emulator. Yeah, I mean, I don't even feel like it looks... Even compared with, let's say, running it on PSP, like, it doesn't feel any different. Because again, the last couple of times I played through this, it was on a PSP. With the PC release, think of the mods people can put into it. I mean, there were already people going and modifying the PS1 version. So you had people going and doing like texture mods and stuff, which isn't much, sure, but you know, it's something. So what do you mean by Armored Core releases? Did I miss something big? The classic Armored Cores just went on PSN. So they just released here, and is this the thing? I feel like this is the thing that we're supposed to blow up. Go, lock, unlocked. Of course, that's how you... Everybody knows the, if you go and you blow up the friggin' heating system, obviously that would make the door unlock. Naturally. PSN, I like PlayStation, well... Then this is not exciting news for you. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, so now we should be able to go in there, find weirdly Texan 9-ball. I don't know if there's any kind of sound differences. I don't know if you can hear it through the speaker here. We'll go ahead and turn that up a little bit. Yeah, the sound sounds the same. Yeah, saw someone doing a Sailor Moon run in this game. Yeah, it's weird that that's the first place that their mind went to, but you know what? To each their own. So I've just been wondering why you're in the shop music-wise. That's okay. That's because I got Nexus playing in the background. Because I don't have the aux cable to connect the Vita over to the Steam Deck at this point to make it do the sound thing. So, yeah. This is kind of what we're doing. I will say, though, the latency seems better than when they did Legend of Dragoon, so that's something. But that might have just been remote play in general. Like, it's weird that it's streaming right now. It's not having any kind of connection delay slowdowns outside of the like emblem menu and stuff like that. So at least it's somewhat more doable than that one was. All right. So then last room should be weirdly Texan 9-ball now. Completely shredded apart, though. Like, back in the day, this one's... the main criticism people had for this one was the difficulty, and you can kind of see why. Like, first mission in, and we're already running beeps and boops. It's been, like, what, half an hour in this one mission alone? We're gonna turn that down a little bit. Because, yeah, the armor low sound is very annoying, and that's just not ideal. But yeah, low on armor, low on ammo, and honestly, this has not been too terrible of a run. I mean, it's been awful, don't get me wrong, but not too terrible. Could be worse. Okay, so... now we just gotta find that one last empty room with Weirdly Texan 9-ball. Okay, let's hear him. Is he still Weirdly Texan? This is the only thing that has a chance to change. Why don't we let him leave anyway? Isn't our job to go and incinerate this guy? Yeah, no, he's still Weirdly Texan. Yeah, super edgy Mega 90s dialogue for you. Alright, so we'll go ahead and turn that down now. Alright, I think the PS1 trilogy would have been a great choice for the PS Classic. Sounds like no. Yeah, well, I mean, at least it's on PSN Classics at this point, which is, again, weird. Because as far as, like, PSN Classics, why not release the PSP versions? They got a bunch of other PSP games on there randomly. AC3, Silent Line, and Last Raven, not so much. Just not there. Like, they already exist. I guess, technically speaking, they do have emulation issues, because you gotta install the hang fix in order to make them not crash. So there's that, too. Though, technically, again, that's just emulation. I mean, some of this stuff is native, from what I understand. I don't know. Alright, let's go to the mail, go to the arena, yep. Go fight arena, do shit to robots, as they do. And let's go to the arena. Arena name, custom. Oh yeah, right, I forgot about this. You can make your own custom AI. This is actually... like, this is how early the custom AI feature actually made it into these games. That Master of Arena actually had a custom AI feature. You could program your own thing. You could teach it to fight you. That wasn't a Silent Line thing. That wasn't a 5th-gen thing. It started way back here. Like, I know Royal did a bunch of videos of doing AI stuff in this thing ages ago, so that was just fun. Also, first-person mode. I forget how to activate first-person mode in this one, but it does exist. I know that. Anybody remember what the first-person mode thing is exactly? Let's see, what else here? It's probably licensing BS. I bet there's like 1 to 2 people working on making them available, since there's hardly any benefit. I mean, even then, you know, at least it would eventually come out, which would be nice. EX Arena. How does that work in this case? I think they actually might have added some Disc 2 features into this thing. Yeah, that's weird, actually. I think they actually did some changes here, because EX Arena, I believe, was only on Disc 2, if I recall. Or Disc 3, rather. Does anybody remember for sure? Because I feel like with EX Arena, like... Here, hold on. Let's hit this thing... Let's see. Does it have, like, a disc change feature, or... That's that. That's that. Video. Ooh, can we do widescreen? Huh. I guess we can kind of do PSP widescreen. Resolution 1:1. We'll see what 1:1 looks like. Oh, customized button assignments. Hell yeah. Okay. Hold on. In that case... I need my PSP controls. Alright, so let's see. That's perfectly fine there. You... Alright, actually here. This has to be up. Although this doesn't... Okay, I'm gonna have to change some of this later. I don't know exactly what's being mapped to what here. This, you become this. Or is that the other way around? No. You are this, you are this, you are this, you are this, and then... Your triangle. You are... What's it? I guess technically there's no extensions in this one, so you wouldn't use that. This would be that. Then you would have to be this. Then you would have to be that. Would that work? Let's try that. Go ahead and give that a little bit of a try, see if we got the proper PS2 or PSP controls. Okay. Now, how do you go backwards? You may not enter this arena now. Okay, so... Okay, I did those backwards, so how the hell do these controls work then? One thing for the video, let's go ahead and set it to 16:9 here. That looked a little bit better, I think. Modern arcade, modern... Let's go ahead and leave it as modern. I don't know what that does exactly. Okay. See, eventually is a good word, but consider a backlog size, they'll probably be forever. These releases are not tied to subscriptions. Yeah, I do like that you can at least buy them separately. That's nice. Let's see, pretty sure they added this 1 and 2 together. Yeah, so at the very least they did do some software stuff, so you don't have to do disc swapping anymore, so that's nice. That's definitely an improvement over the PSP version. Well, I say the PSP version, you would have to kind of like make that yourself. let's try this the other way around. So this goes here. This goes here. That's fine. Although, is this just swapping them? Is that what it is? So yeah, that swaps those, and then... Because then we're still missing some controls here. Like, this is doing all of this D-pad type of stuff, but then if you put these D-pads to something else... Yeah, this is weird. Like, it's not doing it like Steam, where you can just kind of select whatever, and for that matter, it's not even doing it like the Vita normally does, where you can just select it to whatever. It's just swapping those buttons. I don't want to just swap the buttons, because up and down for left and right, that works out just fine, but having D-pad and thumbstick separate is kind of important for this whole thing. So, like, down would have to be circle. So down is down, but this... So this would have to be fine there. And all that's doing is it's reassigning those buttons up there. But I want the D-pad to be triangle. You go there. So you become down. Oh, actually, no, wait. I'm just being dumb about this. That's what it is. You become this. Okay. Then you are all on the stick. The original L functions hopefully just get ignored, I guess. Let's see. Okay, we'll move those over there as a bit of a backup. Let's see if this works. Yeah, sorry that so much of this time is spent just, like, going and redoing stuff here. Unfortunately, it'll be like that sometimes, because I don't know what's remapping to what. Okay, sweet. See, this AC's setup emphasizes defense. This limits its offensive capability, but offers greater mobility, if you say so. He doesn't look like he's got anything going for him whatsoever, which is why we're going to go fight him on the moon. Let's see if it... But yeah, no, like, if they redid the PSP releases, I would imagine they would be a lot easier, because really, outside of the hang fix, which shouldn't be a problem, because that was, like, PPS's PP specific, that should be just fine. Okay, good. Proper PSP controls seem to be working right now. Yep. Good, good, good. I don't know where this guy went, but we got the moon, or we got Earth over there, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, this is so much easier to control with this control scheme. Although this guy, for all of his flexibility, where the hell is he going? Apparently he's trying to leave the moon entirely. Also, this is especially weird because, like, there's 3 different sources of sound. So we got Nexus playing the music in the background. We got the PS4 in the other room, which apparently just decided to turn the TV on at some point. So that's just over there blasting Armored Core sounds across the house. We got this thing just potentially being louder or quieter depending on the buttons. You know what? This is playable. Even on remote play, this is definitely playable. So I'm going to say this... I would definitely have preferred if they didn't decide to charge a second time for Armored Core 1, but at the very least, it's there. It's workable. Supposedly you can't transfer data between the games or something. I don't know if that's actually accurate. That's what a few people have reported on. I mean, I feel like if they re-released it, it probably would be able to transfer between them, but again, it's only been out for a few hours. I don't know how anybody would have potentially completed it in that time. Like, speedrun strats or no, it just seems a little too soon, you know? But who knows. Anyways, the remapping controls, though, they do actually seem a bit more robust than the PSP version was, at the very least, even though I was being kind of dumb about it, and the way that they have it set up is a little bit confusing, but oh well, it's fine. It's fine, it's manageable, and yeah, definitely need to get this AC some proper weaponry, because this is MOA, it's definitely the hard mode of Gen 1. Alright, he's actually doing a pretty decent job dodging these missiles. This was around the time that I think they started teaching the AI to do that. If you can transfer data, what's the point? Yeah, I don't know. Supposedly, people were saying that you wouldn't be able to 100% some of them, but... I mean, again, I know I'm not the only one that liked to always play these as just new game type experiences. Like, it's not exactly that big of a deal in my opinion, but like whether you can or can't, I could care less, because I just play these as they are. Because if you're going to skip the entire journey of the game, you know, why even bother playing it in the first place? It's like, why... Like, let's say you're in Master of Arena, right? You want to see some of the interesting challenges this game has, you want to see some of its progression, then you just quickly blaze through Project Phantasma, you get a hold of your finger, and that's just it. Also, I feel like there were some assumptions there, because if we know that they made some software changes to them already, presumably if there are any unlocks, they would have just been moved to a different location. Because I remember people were saying the same thing about the PSP releases, and not only could you transfer stuff between them, but the unlocks got improved in that one as well, even though they never really bothered mentioning it anywhere. So, who knows? I don't know who developed this, like whether it was a Sony project, whether it was a FromSoft project, in which case they probably did just have like one intern in a dungeon somewhere doing it, but who knows? You know. But, go. That means no Human Plus for Master of Arena. Yeah, that was the complaint there, though. Again, that's, as far as I'm aware, that's unconfirmed, because this just came out. So I feel like there's probably still a way to do it. And if I recall correctly, don't you get Human Plus by 100%ing it or something? I mean, I don't know. I never use H+, so... And, again, that's not like a, like, oh, you know, gotta be so good you don't use H+. It's really more of a, I legitimately thought that the game would punish you for using H+, so I never did. And it's just kind of stuck ever since. That's the only reason I don't use Human Plus. It's like, I'm still convinced to this day the game's haunted and will somehow come back to you come back at you for it. So I'm pretty sure the only way to get Human Plus was to get it first game transfer at X2. I mean, it's possible. Again, I don't know. I have no idea, but considering that they did, like, completely re-release AC1 instead of using the original version from PSN, that tells me, just like these other ones, there probably are software changes to it, so I'm sure there's something different there. Right. Man. You forget how hard it is to hit stuff in Master of Arena sometimes. Oh, right. Went out of the arena. Good to know. Continue. No, I want to upgrade this thing. All right. I can't select no, because buttons... Which one's no, then? How do I know? This one. Right. There we go. Never mind. It's actually the exact same PSP problems. Let's see... Not worth buying to play again. I mean, I know for me personally, I know that the kids will like this, so there's that. So look forward to that. Okay. Now let's go ahead and go over here. Go over to the garage and the shop and stuff. Let's go ahead and sell some of this basic garbage that we've got. All right. Right. We're gonna have that problem now. Okay, first things first. Let's get a better weapon. machine gun for sure. The MG-1000 absolutely sucks in this one, so don't use that one. If I recall correctly, it cannot actually track things. Go ahead and get ourselves some LRJs. I don't remember what's what in this one. Or some LRJs, dang it. That's always kind of appreciated this one. I never use these ones, but they're in every game of just like the sneaker legs. It's always funny. Those came back as the orcs later, but either way, just funny looking. There we go. Get some basic jumpy boys. Let's see what else. Probably a better FCS. I don't remember what's even half decent in this one. You look like you've got a lot of stuff sticking out of you, so let's go ahead and do that. Optional parts. There's a triangle. What is it that gives you this stuff? Adds a missile display. Generates lock-on disablers. Fires a missile automatically. That's kind of iffy. Reduces recoil. Yes. That's going to be a very yes for me. Okay. Let's go back, go to the garage, get that thing all filled out, and then it should be a little bit easier to do that one. Now we find out if they ever fixed the machine gun thing. There we go. So does the machine gun have recoil? I guarantee you it probably doesn't. But we'll find out. Alright, that thing looks awful. Let's go back to the arena now. Alright, we can't go to this arena yet. We need the extra arena. See, you generally can't officially use and sell things with the same features as common emulators, since no one will give you this much money to make your own code. Okay. Yeah, no, just so you know, when I'm comparing different versions of all these things, I'm not even comparing with emulators specifically. Like, as much as I respect DuckStation and all the stuff that it does, I will always just figure out a way to just transform it over to a PSP game and play it on the Vita instead. Oh, right, I forgot about that. You are required to actually match their leg types for the extra arena. Forgot about that. That's another feature that never bothered coming back. Alright. We also can do the cheese strat from back in the day, in which we let everything kill itself to landmines. So, let's go ahead and do that. Alright. And then, in just a little bit, I have to get going. So we're going to keep testing this a little bit more. There we go. And then he made the fun mistake of walking into the place that has all the mines in it. Over there. Where are the mines? That'd be funny if they removed the mines here. Yeah, no, this thing still does not have anything to it. Still doesn't have any recoil. Actually, hold on. We gotta fix this real quick. Like, as much as I like this music in the background, let's go ahead and switch it to something else real quick. There we go. That'll do. Oh, wait. Hold on. You know what? Circulation's fine. We'll leave it on circulation. Man, the setup is so dang confusing. Next is playing the soundtrack in the background. I always just love the sound of this machine gun in this game. Yeah, so... Am I misremembering the map, or did they take the landmines out of this map? Pretty sure this isn't the mine map? Okay, fair enough. Then we'll go ahead and double-check that. I remember one of these kind of green forest-ish areas being the one that you just sort of leave on there and let the AI blow itself up on mines. By the way, is that is the sound effects coming through with really obnoxious quality, or is that actually helping to some degree? Considering most of the sound effects are like beeps and boops and stuff. Funny is that after constantly defaulting to the PSP controls, I switched to the PSP controls, and now I'm defaulting to the PS1 controls. If you're wondering why the camera moved down there. Pretty sure this, yeah. I think I already read that comment earlier. I mean, now that I think about it, okay, there's actually one more thing. It's not always Sony's fault either. Like, there's always just weird frustrations with some re-releases sometimes. Like, I think probably the most annoying one has to be what happened with the Vita versions of the, like, MGS 2 and 3 collection there. Where, like, technically both games were available, but also ended up being not available because you can't actually go and get them due to the fact that apparently they had a licensing dispute with a museum or something, which resulted in them being officially delisted. But then if you technically had them, you could also sort of go get them, but yeah, not great. Then they were saying how they would re-release them, and then they released the HD collection, and that kind of had its own issues for a while. Oh well. Anyway. Like, I will say, this doesn't really feel that different from playing it natively when you're remote playing it. And again, part of that is just due to the old-timey jank of this whole thing. Undo the lock-on. I feel like MOA was also probably the first one that they really expected you to blade stuff constantly. Now, there is one more question that I kind of want to complete this arena fight for, though, which is if they change the way that map replays work. Like, do you still have to go into the map replay screen to actually see a fight happen? Or to actually move on to the next one? There we go. Alright, yeah, you know what? What's the button here? I think the button's just going to be we're going to fly out of bounds. This thing directly does not have enough firepower to even kill this stupid thing right now without blading it, and this default blade is pretty trash, so we'll go ahead and go this way, find the mind map real quick. Gonna bring back that old-timey cheese. Because, yeah, that guy's very resistant to the machine gun, it turns out. Oh, okay. Alright, hold on. There's one more message I missed. Let's see. Sorry, I meant to reply to the person above. Was directed at you. Wish old official re-releases could use decades of emulator progress. Sometimes they kind of sort of can. Again, that's one of those benefits of something like the Vita there, which regularly ends up getting different options to improve older games, or just kind of does a solid job of them in general. Like, anytime there's new cheats or whatever else that end up coming out for games, you can just go and use them immediately, which is nice. Right, let's go back to that extra arena. Probably shouldn't be trying to do that right now, if we're being honest. But, oh well. Oh well. Now, let's see if we can find that mine map. Okay, this one has to be it, surely. This is actually also the one that they had in the old PS1 demo. Off the PlayStation Underground discs and stuff like that. Yeah, there we go, there's the mines. helped a little bit. Yeah, no, then just got immediately mined myself. Okay, so yeah, the kind of secret to this one is that you want something that isn't your default setup. The starter AC is not very useful. So we'll go do more missions, go get some actual equipment on this thing, and then we'll bother trying to do the extra arena, so that we don't have to sit there trying to play this guy for 20 minutes. Alright, off we go. He's doing a pretty good job of avoiding those mines. Alright, so not doing that. Alright, destroy Berserk MTs. Fantastic. Love this one. Absolutely love this one. This is the one where you basically are just looking around for a bunch of MTs in a factory for 20 minutes. Fun. At least if it's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, this does feel like outside of moving the arena around, I don't think that they actually changed much here. Like for the other re-releases, like let's say Jeanne d'Arc, or when they redid Legend of Dragoon, you could at least tell that there were some texture differences. I really cannot tell any differences whatsoever with this one. Pretty sure this... Oh, wait, you already said that. I could have sworn I saw the chat move, but yeah, no one's really going to be around that much today. But, seeing as it is released at this point, and seeing as I gotta get going, this is probably going to be the last mission for this one right now. Obviously, go check it out to support the series anyway. I do wish that they were a bit cheaper, but $10 is pretty standard as far as these kinds of re-releases go. So I guess there's that. Oh wait, right, what the hell am I doing? You're not meant to fight these things. You're supposed to go around and find the computer that's making them. And/or, wait, are you supposed to load these things up? Maybe? I forget. Probably would have helped to read the briefing here. It was also kind of around the point that they started making everything self-destruct in your face, which kindly disappeared from the series for a while, until it came back with a vengeance in Last Raven. There we go. It is possible that those are the things I'm supposed to be protecting rather than destroying. I honestly have no idea. But we'll go check out this door. Okay, so the door is apparently not the right answer. That door might be the right answer, though. Right. Cannot unlock gate. Sure. Find the locking mechanism. You must destroy it first. Yep. Forgot about that. Remember, you have to go bank off to the sides for something or other here. And of course, like all locks, it self-destructs as soon as you blow it up, naturally. Those are blown up. Then you gotta go down some hallways, then you gotta blow up some other stuff, and I believe there's 3 hallways in total, if I'm not mistaken. Also, it just occurs to me I forgot to actually equip those light reverse joints that I picked up earlier. Whoops. What the hell am I even doing in this room? I think I might be a little bit too kind of brain dead today for all this, trying to figure all this old stuff out. I want to say there was like a place you have to go through the wall or something. There was something here. Maybe a vent up top. What the hell were you meant to do here? Okay, I don't know where my map just went. It flew away. And we're having some difficulty exiting out of the map here. So that's a good sign. Right, so what do we do here? Apparently you just kind of enter and leave. Okay. Cool talk, I suppose. You. Maybe you're supposed to blow up everything except for that center area. Oh well, anyway. I think we're just going to go ahead and leave it there for the time being. Yeah, looks like gotta go left. Wonder if that work? No. Okay, so weird control thing for the Vita specifically. You gotta like rapid fire tap on this metal screen thingy in order to get it to register as a select button press. That part I really don't appreciate because that's just it's just a weird control scheme thing that they went for only a limited amount of time for some reason. Honestly, the touchpad thing on the PS4, same thing that they did for the Vita there, is kind of crappy. But either way, I think we'll just go ahead and leave it off there for now. So, y'all have yourselves a good one. Thank you for stopping by for this whole thing, and yeah, I will see you. Probably going to be Tactics Ogre for the next one of these little stream dailies. So yeah, I will see you then. Take care, and bye.